Taekook sisters, I'm back again with another update and I hope that you're all doing great and happy today. Now the video that I will be showing to you is a video of an analysis of how JK intensely find a way to stare or gaze at Taehyung in a very tensional way. Now, Taekook sisters, you can see right now in the screen an old photo of BTS. And you can see that here Jin is talking because Jin is opening his mouth. But little did you know, it's very obvious JK is not staring at Jin, wherein Jin was talking right there, but only JK stares to Taehyung, and Taehyung at the same time stares back to JK. And look at Taekook here, compare it with other members. Only Taekook who are rotating their heads towards each other, like all their both of Taekook heads are facing each other. And why does that so? When in the first place it's not Taehyung who is talking, or it's not JK who is talking, but it's Jin. And why Taekook are staring to each other at that time?
And here, let's try to zoom the face of JK. JK's eye definitely is very focused or fixed on Taehyung. Do you usually see a person when that person is looking to somebody, and I could really tell in the eyes of JK that he is absolutely gazing at Taehyung intentionally. Like that stares of JK really means something, because again, Taekook sisters, there are many differences when we stares at our boyfriend or girlfriends, and there are also different ways where we only stares to our friends. And that kind of facial expression here of JK is so much more about staring at his boyfriend or loved ones. Meanwhile, Taehyung's stares towards JK is giving me this kind of vibe or feeling that when we caught our friends or boyfriends or girlfriends staring at us, this kind of facial expression, I usually see this when we do that. Like when we found out or when we caught our friends or boyfriends or girlfriends looking at us, this kind of facial expression which Taehyung is showing here is somewhat what I usually see in that scenario, in that kind of scenario. Now, moving on to another photo right here, we can see is Jin is shaking hands with Suga. And what you can see here is Taekook again staring at each other, and I want you to look at their faces. Both of them are smiling. Now, I am wondering, the attention of other members should be in Suga and in Jin because the two are interacting. But why in this scenario Taekook are instead staring to each other when in the first place Suga and Jin are interacting? They should have looked at Suga and Jin in the first place, but they are not looking
At Suga's and Jin's direction, but straight ahead they looked at each other. Now, Taekook sisters, I would really say right here that Taekook's eyes can really means a lot when both of them looked at each other. Definitely we could say there is really something going on, because both of their eyes are very expressive, it is through their eyes that JK's smile and JK's facial expression is much more shown. You know what I mean? Like when JK is smiling like this, which we can see in the picture, I could really tell that he is happy. And Taehyung right here in this kind of smile, I don't usually see Taehyung smiling like this. Like whenever you watch Run BTS episodes, Taehyung smiles is much more sometimes Taehyung is serious, sometimes Taehyung is much more funny, but when he is funny, he really smiles so much or a lot when you can really see his boxy smile. And here, the smile of Taehyung is not that boxy smile that we used to see, but this smile of Taehyung is somewhat this smile. I usually see this between people in a relationship. Like this kind of smile, I mean to say, is a smile that shows you are adoring someone you are looking at. This is what I feel with Taehyung's smile here.
And moving on to another photo right here is again JK looking at Taehyung, and Taehyung is looking at JK at the same time again. Now, Bigkook sisters, I think there is someone that other members are looking at. Look at Jimin. Jimin is looking at somebody far away, and look at his gaze direction. Likewise with Suga, Suga is also looking at the same direction where Jimin is looking at. But JK's direction, look at JK's eyes, it's not the same direction with Jimin's eyes. You can definitely see that JK is not looking in the same way where Jimin and Suga is looking at. But JK himself is much more toward or facing himself towards Taehyung. And you can really tell just by looking at his eyes direction, you could really tell that it is Taehyung that he is staring at, that he is looking at.
Here is the zoom part. You can definitely see JK's eyes are facing or looking at his left direction. Look at the eyeballs of JK. If you say that he is staring straight, no, he is not, because look at his eyeballs, it's facing on the left side. Unlike to Jimin's eyes direction, Jimin's direction of his eyes is totally straight. Like what I have said earlier, Jimin is somehow looking at somebody far away, maybe far away. But look at the direction of JK's eyes. It's totally different from the directions of Jimin's eyes. So obviously, we can really tell the difference that Jimin is looking at something else, but JK is obviously looking at Taehyung there. Now we're here in the last photo, and this right here is very clear and obvious. I think Jin here is again talking, because out of all the members, Jin's mouth is moving. I could really tell that he is telling something. Now I understand if JK will look at Jin, but based on this gaze of JK, he is not totally looking at Jin, but straight again to Taehyung. And Taehyung is also looking at JK right there. Now let's try to zoom this out to really find out whether this is really true that both Taekook here are staring to each other or not. Now let's start with Taehyung. Taehyung right here is obviously beside Jin, but there is a distance between them. While Jin is talking, I don't think Taehyung is looking at Jin right here, because as you can see in Taehyung's eyes direction, it's obviously straight. And you can also notice that if Taehyung is really looking at Jin, then his body will more probably facing toward Jin, right? That's when we understand body behavior, Taekook sisters. When we are talking to someone, we face them. When we are looking at them, we face them, right? Now, in this case of Taehyung, I know that it is difficult to face Jin here because he is sitting, right? He is sitting, so it would be very difficult. That's why he's just turned his body a little bit toward Jin's. But I really noticed that Taehyung's body is just slightly tilted, not that totally tilted towards Jin. And based on Taehyung's gaze right here, I could definitely say that his stares is straight. I mean, you can really tell that the eyeballs of Taehyung is not looking at Jin, but it is looking at JK, wherein JK is also looking at him here. And look at JK's eyes here. Do you think those eyes are looking at Jin while Jin is talking at that time? Look at his eyeballs. Now, I want you to notice here that Jin's position is much more at the back. So I mean to say that in order for JK to really look at Jin right here, he has to really lean back. JK has to lean back in order for him to really see Jin because Namjoon is covering, right? Now, Vikook sisters, if you will really look at JK's eyes and Taehyung's here, do you think they are really staring to Jin? Do you think they are really facing towards Jin? What do you think? If you have any background about body movement or body position, do you think their bodies are much more towards Jin or towards each other? So, Vikook sisters, again, this photos that I have shown to you is somewhat a combination of JK and Taehyung staring at each other. And again, I am not forcing you to believe this analysis that I have just said. I actually just shared my opinion, so I am confident with my opinion. I own my opinion. I respect my own self with my opinions, and I hope you respect yours too. If you don't want to see my videos or watch my videos, you can actually skip them or do not watch them, okay? Now, Vikook sisters, thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope to see you again in the next videos. Just stay updated for more updates. Love you all and have a great day.